What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another movie review. I'm Chase Lee, and the movie I want to take a look at right now is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. And this one comes from Warner Brothers, is directed by Cathy Yan, and this one stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. This is the second time she's played this character following the events of Suicide Squad back in 2016, but Birds of Prey goes as follows. I'm going to read off IMDb and keep these short and sweet because someone commented in one of my reviews that I go on way too long. I need to get a script. So I'm going to keep it short and precise and not trail on about the plot. So after splitting with the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. And that evil crime lord is Black Mask, played by Ewan McGregor. So that is your basic plot of this movie. And let me give you my short little history of this franchise and Suicide Squad, because where I'm going to start with this conversation and end it, it's just going to be this wild roller coaster of emotions. So just please bear with me, because as soon as I say I hate the Suicide Squad, the movie in 2016, people are automatically going to tune out and say I'm biased. But let me explain myself. So I saw that movie twice in theaters. I never really caught on to it. It was just one of those things that never clicked with me, and I just did not like. But I'm liking the new stuff that DC is kind of playing with, making sure each movie is unique in its own voice, with like Shazam being a friendly family movie, Joker being a gritty R-rated movie, not Shazam, but Aquaman being a very, very loud and kind of cartoonish movie. It works for that movie. And of course, Birds of Prey. Now we're going back to another kind of R-rated, more adult-centered fare. I like these risks that they're taking. So me not being a fan of Suicide Squad, I heard about this Birds of Prey movie and I was like, we'll see. I'm not going to let my hate of Harley Quinn portrayed in that movie or Suicide Squad affect my viewing of Birds of Prey. I'm going to go in because I will give any movie a chance, and who knows, it could surprise me. The first trailer of Birds of Prey didn't really win me over, so I saw the movie and I like it. It's a good start for this character, this type of little corner of the universe that they want to create with these characters. I like it. There's only one kind of minor problem to it, but it doesn't really harm my grade too much. I'm just going to knock it down a half grade, but I would still recommend this movie if you're a DC fan, comic book fan, or if you did not like the Suicide Squad. Give this one a shot. You might hate it, and you might be like, you were absolutely crazy, but I would still say give it a shot. So the one thing I really liked about it the most, director Cathy Yan, who really kind of captured the chaos, the colorfulness of Harley Quinn, the just loud and boisterous attitude that she has. She's really infectious when you watch her on screen, and that has to do with the commitment from Margot Robbie's performance, but really making sure Gotham feels gritty and crime-ridden and seedy and just this ball of evil that's just plaguing throughout the city, while also having this optimistic and really kind of uplifting attitude from Harley Quinn. It's a really tough thing to balance, but I think Cathy Yan set the stage for this movie, created this atmosphere that captures not only the essence of Harley Quinn, but all the other superheroes and Gotham as a whole. I think she did a great job with that. And the story was fun. It's not really anything deep or meaningful. It's, Harley Quinn tells us the story to the audience, most of the time, does a lot of, backpedaling until certain points. The villain is over the top and ridiculous with Ewan McGregor and Black Mask, but it fits the kind of cartoonish style that Harley Quinn is, so I didn't mind it too much. My only issue with the movie is that this thing just feels like a giant, let me just check the runtime real quick, almost 2-hour setup. It just feels like a setup movie to a potential franchise. I realize that, movies need to make money and it's a business and you want to grow it into a franchise. I get that. But please concentrate on what you have in front of you and creating a great movie from start to end and really making us want a sequel and not something that you are purposely setting up for a sequel. Just let it happen organically. But unfortunately, that's just not the case for some movies. I digress. But this whole movie just felt like a setup, where it didn't really have a lot of oomph to it. This was more style over substance in this situation. And, with production, costume, performances, the action, all that will carry my grade over into more of a positive note. But story-wise, and actually having this impact with these new characters and a continuation with an old character that we've seen before, it it didn't click with me all that much. And it felt like this really kind of, hey, we're going to, do this story with Black Mask. It's not going to really mean anything. And the birds of prey are not going to actually get formed together until the end of the movie. It's just, there was just a lot of things to where I feel like they could have, I don't know, expanded the characters a little bit more, have a little bit more depth to them. It just felt like a brief introduction to all these people and then forming at the end. And then the movie ends and you're like, okay, I guess it's fine, but I wish there was a little bit more. And as far as like the expansion of Harley Quinn and her character, there's a lot of things they kind of touch upon with inner turmoil, with what she's thinking and feeling, especially with the split after Joker and how people perceive her and all that stuff. So there's a lot of good character work within her as a continuation of what we saw from the Suicide Squad. But if you're talking about introduction of new characters, I felt like that went a little flat. And by the time we get to the end with the group and everything, it just felt like maybe we wasted a little bit too much time building up to it. How do we fix it? I have no clue, but it's just a minor thing. It's not anything, that like, oh my God, that harms the movie. It's just something I wanted to point out because I do like aspects about this movie, and I just wanted to be upfront with you guys. But yeah, as far as a setup movie to a franchise, it did a great job. But as a standalone, it felt a bit hollow in terms of developing certain aspects of the story and or characters. The performances are great. I love everyone in this movie, even with the cheesiness of Ewan McGregor, the commitment that Margot Robbie always has with Harley Quinn, being this kind of conflicting ball of chaos that has some good aspects about her, some bad aspects about her. That's what makes her a very lovable anti-hero, because that maybe there's something deep down in her that make her go back into her psychiatrist ways and not really be a part of crime in Gotham. But yeah, Margot Robbie is always great. Rosie Perez was really fun to watch. I love her tough attitude and just taking no crap from anybody. Same with the Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She plays Huntress. She was badass, really, just doing her thing. Wish there was a little bit more, but once again, I already addressed that. Journey Smollett Bell. She plays, I probably mispronounced this. I apologize. Black Canary. We only got to see a glimpse of her powers. I'm assuming there's, once again, saving up for the sequel, but I wish we would have saw a little bit more. But very commanding on screen with her presence. And then Ella J. Basco. Cassandra Cain. She's the little girl that they have to try to protect from Black Mask and his goons. And one of the goons is Chris Messina. So fun. I want him to do more stuff like that because it's just ridiculous and over the top. But that's the Harley Quinn world, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, everyone was committed, doing their thing. I know a lot of people are going to look at Ewan McGregor and be like, that's over the top, that's ridiculous, but I found it to be appropriate for Harley Quinn and the world that Kathy Yarn created. And speaking of the world created, I love the production design, the costuming, the makeup, the hairstyling, really, once again, capturing that same flavor from Suicide Squad. I mean, they won an Oscar for it. I'm not saying it's justified, but they won an Oscar, so obviously people are paying attention to that. And with like Black Canary and Huntress, everyone they looked awesome. And they really took care of the world building. Like I said, making it feel like this seedy, Gotham that we're all used to, but also kind of colorful and energetic and have this, like I said, very positive vibe about it because that's how Harley Quinn looks at the world. It's really hard for her to break down. She just always has this kind of carefree attitude. And like I said, there's just something really infectious and inviting about that. Yeah, it looks really great. So yeah, there's really nothing more to add. It is what it is, but I think a lot of good things about it will make me bump my grade up a little bit. Because here's where I was thinking. Either like a C+, B- type of range. I would give Suicide Squad like a D probably. But this is a major step up in improvement on this character and franchise. So I'm going to stick with the B- and kind of go from there. Maybe if I watch it again, I might drop it. But I do like the fact that this is so radically different than what we saw in 2016 that I'm like, this is the right direction they need to go. Expand the characters and story a little bit more to make it a little bit more engaging. But for a startup film, it's not bad. So here's my issue with the route that Warner Brothers is going. Now, if someone from Warner Brothers is watching this, they're probably going to be like, please ban this person from reviewing our movies. And that's fine. I'm willing to take the heat for this. If you have Suicide Squad PG-13 and you get all this money, acclaim, people loving it, little girls looking up to these characters and dressing like them, if you come out with Birds of Prey and it's rated R, you're going to ultimately section off a corner of people that really love Suicide Squad. I actually like the R rating. I think the graphic violence and the swearing and stuff, that's more of what Harley Quinn does, and that's what more the Joker does, and that's why those films are rated R. And a lot of their animated films are rated R now. I like the fact that they go a little bit more adult with their content. It doesn't bother me. But my question is, how is it going to affect future viewers? Because when we come back to the Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie's going to go back into that movie as Harley Quinn. She's going to be PG-13. She says MF in this movie, and it's like, that's kind of shocking to hear because we didn't hear that in the first movie, but now we're going to go back to her not really swearing at all. It's just weird consistency that they have on this character stringing these universes together. Because at the beginning of Birds of Prey, they have the DC animated logo with all the characters and stuff. So is it connected to the other movies? Please figure it out, Warner Brothers, in terms of consistency. It's just going to be weird. You know, you can have, the Suicide Squad movies be PG-13 and all these people go see it. And then Birds of Prey is just going to shut off a group of people. Pick a lane. Pick a lane and stick with it. That's all I ask. I like this adaptation of this character, making it more kind of gritty, graphic, cartoonish, and swearing. It's just, I don't know. It felt like that was more of her from some of the, comics I've kind of looked at and stuff. And then you're going to go back to PG-13 with the Suicide. It's just weird. Please make it more consistent and figure out which rating and what kind of range you want to go with. Because this is so different from Suicide Squad, and I'm just curious to see where they go with this. So that is my final thoughts on this movie. What did you think about Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn? I got the full title out. Let me know down below and what your thoughts are. If I'm wrong or if you're correct, that's fine. I like to enjoy in civil discussions down below, and yeah. So let me know what you thought of Birds of Prey down below. But that'll do it for this review, guys. Please like this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get up-to-dates on whenever I do any reviews. And that will do it for this review. I am Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.